Hey guys, it's Christina. We are Vox and Guest, and I am so excited today because we are here with NÄÄOK. We have Vyle and Brayden. I'm going to let you guys introduce yourselves, but I have to say I am supremely honored because this is the first time that I've ever interviewed an intergalactic overlord. So I'm feeling kind of jazzed today, simply just for the opportunity to do that. So, do you guys want to just quickly introduce yourselves with a little more detail about what you do in the band?
I'm Vyle. I'm the vocalist, arrangement person.
I'm Brayden. I'm here. No, I play guitar for NÄÄOK. This is mainly Jesse's project. I'm just happy to be along with it and happy to kind of to be a help in it. It's cool shit.
Very cool. Am I seeing an STP T-shirt? Is that what I'm seeing on you, Brayden?
Absolutely.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're already good then.
Oh my God, I didn't notice that. I'm so glad you pointed that out.
Yeah, no, 100%. You can't see my T-shirt, but it is pretty much representative. Yeah, that's me in a nutshell, 100%. So it's music and my squirrel brain. So I start off every interview, and I always apologize to people because I know everybody asks this question or whatever, but I'm going to get it out of the way, and then we'll get to the more interesting stuff. So okay, Vyle. As an intergalactic overlord, would you say your biggest life challenge at this point is currency exchange or parking your spacecraft?
Definitely
I know, standard
parking.
question. Parking.
Hell to find parking these days, especially with the prices of tickets going up. I have done my damnedest to get that price to go down, but no, they won't do it.
No. So the currency exchange is only an issue really in the paying for the parking. That's it. Yeah. I was sort of wondering if you had like an actual intergalactic hub for the spacecraft or whatever. I mean, again, I know everybody asks this question. It's so basic, but I had to get it out of the way. So those questions are always my litmus test for how much fun we're going to have during this interview. And based on that, we're going to have a really good time today. So,
oh yeah.
I have to tell you, and I feel like I say this with every interview, but thankfully it's been true. I am such a fan. I really am. I'm such a fan. I'm getting like, I'm such a dork, but you can see like I'm getting teary already. Like I put on Requiem and I just sat there with my eyes closed and I listened. And, first I'm hearing just sort of symphonic, very quiet. It's sort of building and then the piano comes in, and then I'm like, okay, I didn't know what to expect, but okay, I'm here. And then these beautiful vocals and the whole thing just took me for such a fucking ride. And I was like, so I got through that. I listened back again. I had already listened to Motor. We'll get to all of this in a bit. And then I got to the hunt and I'm like, next. And I'm like, no, no, that's it. There has to be more. So I know more is coming. And again, we're gonna talk about that too, but I am a fan. So I'm gonna be fangirling out just a little bit today. I hope you don't mind that, but I had to come out on that up front. But why don't you guys tell me a little bit about both how you each got into music in the first place and then how you connected with each other and formed NÄÄOK?
Well, would you like to start? Mine might take a minute.
I was a dirty kid with like no hobbies as a kid, and I mean I got into a couple of things growing up, but I never really found something that really stuck. And my dad, he back in the 80s, he played in a band, and he music was his big thing. And I didn't have a lot of money growing up, but what I did have is a guitar in the house, and so I picked that up and started messing around. And
that's all you need.
Yeah, and then he started showing me more bands and more stuff that really kind of piqued my interest and really kind of, I saw these guitar players and, what they were doing on guitar was just so kind of foreign to me. It was so kind of futuristic and different. And I really, really kind of wanted to push myself to be as good of a guitar player as I could. So I started really getting into it. And I used to race dirt bikes, and I used to play football in high school, and I kind of dropped a lot of it so I could play guitar. And I
focused. Yeah. Okay.
Spent a lot of time.
So you found your calling then once that guitar started.
Oh yeah.
No, that's all. And I know you said you sing a bit too.
Yeah, I picked up singing about I was a bit of a late bloomer in terms of getting my driver's license, but I got it about 2 years ago, and I started singing while I was driving around, and I actually thought that I sounded pretty good, and so I started like actually trying to be a good singer and started recording myself while I'm singing and actually like take notes on it, listen back to it, and
look at you.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. We have a self-taught student here. I love that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody thinks they sound good in the shower and then the car but now apparently you also actually do sound good, because I don't think Vyle would be working with you if you didn't, because Vyle certainly doesn't need any vocal help. So, all right, Vyle, my love, give us the tea, because I know you said it was going to take a minute and I am here for it. So roll me.
I come from a musical family.
Okay.
No. No.
Wait, I missed that. A musical family of what?
Aliens.
Aliens. Okay. For a second, I thought you said assholes. And I was like, wow, that's harsh. But okay. Aliens is much, much better. Our internet's a little bit sketchy today. So, well, yeah, we can go over that later if that's okay. Okay. Musical alien family. This is, I would expect nothing less from an intergalactic overlord such as yourself. And
absolutely. My musical background goes back to when I was, really young. I've been in choir pretty much my entire life.
Okay.
I've picked up piano. I self-taught on the piano, keyboard, organ, what have you. I taught myself how to play guitar. I'm not good at it like you. Nowhere close.
That works out well then.
There's the one thing I got in this band that I can do. That's why I'm.
There you go. Just don't ever let him learn it, because then that's it. That's then you're done.
But like I played violin, guitar, just to know a little bit of musical theory. But my big passion is vocals. I'm a classically trained tenor. I don't do dirty vocals yet. But my background in music has been incredibly extensive. I've won awards for it. It's my passion, my pride and joy, my dream. My biggest influence is, I don't know if you can look around my room, would definitely be Evanescence.
I was just to say, I see the lovely Amy Lee behind you, but I can only see the whatever's. I guess maybe it's your songbook on your keyboard there. But there's more of Amy. Oh wait, yeah, okay. Above that, I see the bottom of an Evanescence poster. Okay, so you are an Evanescence super fan. Okay.
So, and that's a vinyl that I just got recently. I've got so many shirts. Huge fan, but I don't. What's a good word for this? I don't just try to sound or imitate or mimic or anything. I just that was my inspiration to get back into music. And it is an influence. There's no lying there. It is definitely an influence, but music is absolutely my passion. It's my soul. It's my driving force. It makes me happy.
And it makes you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I can see. No, and I mean, look, I don't get, like, I wasn't listening and thinking, oh, okay, they're totally biting Evanescence or Amy. Like, it wasn't, I know what you mean. There's a difference between being derivative of somebody and being inspired by somebody. And I don't think you are derivative of anybody. And I'm getting the sense that's not just musically. I'm getting the sense just as a person, Vyle, you are 100% you, which I love so much, because anybody who's authentic in their own skin is already like in my favorite people category. So, I really, I have, and I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge and bow down to the look. The look is fabulous. I am impressed with the skills. I can't even imagine how hard it is to get all of that perfectly even and lined and whatever. So I am
30 minutes.
Can't even draw on paper.
I can barely get a comb through my hair, which I don't even usually do in 30 minutes. That's 30 minutes and you're in and out like that. 30 minutes.
30 minutes, and it's a huge regret because my hair is stuck to my face, like here. I think my eye is covered with a piece of hair that I just can't get out. So I don't know. There will be a mask in the future.
Okay.
That
will be less hair intensive, I think. Okay. But I mean, so the intergalactic overlord persona, I know coming from a family of aliens, you really had no choice, but talk to me a little bit about, NÄºK, the name, the vision, the look, the whole aesthetic, like where did that come from?
Ooh.
Yeah. And how has it evolved? And I get the sense it's still evolving. So
it is still evolving. I started this project back in 2019 with a couple of friends back in Florida. And we went under the name Eterna. And so we went by that. Not much got done except for a few things here and there. That's actually where Requiem was born. Well, at least most of it.
Okay.
And it was brought to my attention by my guitarist at the time that there were about like 23 other bands with the exact same name.
Oh no. Okay.
So
the same AE spelling and everything, like it was like the same
under Eterna, like AETERNA.
Yeah.
We weren't even NÄĆOK yet.
No, I know, but I'm saying, so it wasn't even like ETER, like there were people who were actually using the AE and everything already. So you guys had to, that's like astounding to me. Cause I would have, okay, fine. Without the A, maybe, but I was like, oh, maybe the A would save you, but no, you had to change.
Yeah. I went through, oh God, it took me about 6 to 7 months to find a name that wasn't taken. And eventually I was like, you know what? I'm just going to fuck with this. I am just going to screw a word up so bad it cannot possibly be taken. So NÄĆOK
doesn't even exist. I love it.
NÄĆOK is a shorter form of Ragnarok.
Okay. All right. So we got a little nerdy reference in there. I appreciate that. Yeah. Okay.
And, so I shorted down to NÄĆOK, and that was taken. And then I made the little apostrophe on the R. That was taken. But no one had NÄṟOK with an AE, the ash symbol. No one. And when I tell you, when I found that out, I copyrighted.
I was going to say, I hope you copyrighted the hell out of it, because you never ever want to have to go through that ever again.
No.
But wait, you just told me that you're taking the little accent off the R. So how are you now moving into?
There isn't the ash symbol doesn't exist with someone just with NÄṟOK.
Okay.
Out the apostrophe, so that works. And the reason for taking the apostrophe off is it's much easier to type in the AEs, the ash symbol. And for some reason, that little apostrophe above that damn R has been causing problems. So.
Oh, really? Like what kind of problems?
When I'm designing artwork or shirts, yeah, which I have to get one of those. I absolutely do. I'm just like,
dude, I need to save up money. I got to get a shirt. Yeah, have to rep NÄṟOK. I have to before the name changes, and then it'll be a collector's item, and I can sell it on eBay for $1 billion or something.
Especially the Requiem shirt, because the Requiem shirt has a flaw where a line goes through the R, and since it's already gone through production, it's already going through all sorts of things. We have about 3 designs. 3. Why is my camera so weird?
Does it keep freezing for you?
No, I'm backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Mine just keeps reloading, so we're having all sorts of tech problems, but we'll get there.
The first few shirts of Requiem are gonna have an art flaw. So, hey.
We're going to call it a feature, Vyle. We're going to call it a feature. It was totally intentional. He's just, that's it. They're lying about this now. And they just don't want people to realize how awesome they are, that they thought the line through the R would be a great design choice and a feature. We're going to just talk about it like that.
Yeah.
It's not a bug, it's a feature. Okay, so the name was born of necessity, to say the least. And then did the look. And now, Brayden, when you guys are doing your thing, are you going to be, are you going to have your own look? Are you going to just sort of keep it chill? You're going to rock your STP?
You know what? It's going to be kind of in between, definitely I won't just walk on and like this, because obviously there's a huge contrast and,
No.
I kind of love it, actually. I kind of do. No. It actually, you guys are like the embodiment of my Spotify playlists at this point. Because it's like, I'm this cover band chick, and I've got like all this like, pop, rock, whatever, and then I've got, so it works out perfectly because it's like, okay, so we've got NÄ壱OK, and then we've got Stone Temple Pilots, and yeah, so I think maybe you guys should just make yourselves a meme, just like this, just meme it out. And be like, your brain on NÄኢና, and then your brain on Brayden, like something like that. I think I see possibilities here. We got marketing discussions to have later off camera, but yeah. So okay, so you're gonna find your niche somewhere in the middle between where you are right now and where Vyle is right now.
Yeah, because I wanna at least like kind of contribute look wise a little bit, but also I want to be comfortable on stage, and
this will melt.
Yeah.
I know you're gonna look. It's gonna look like the end of Carrie by the time you're done. That actually might work, though. That really might work. Just decide at the very end of your show that you're like, I've melted, humans, I'm leaving, and then they just build something into the floor that you can just puddle into. I'm telling you,
I would love it.
Yeah, we got it. Because I mean, it's funny. I one of the notes that I made when I was listening through to the songs was, I was like, I have to ask about Broadway and theater influences, because there's nothing super Broadway in there. Obviously, there's nothing super theater in there, but there's and I mean it in the best way, there's a drama and there's a gravitas to what you're doing that made me wonder, like, are you, and just in general, influences for both of you guys? Because I know, Brayden, you were mentioning that, you heard some music, when you were first picking up guitar that really kind of, blew your mind a little bit. So, is there any kind of, are either of you theater kids in any way? And if not, like, what are the influences? What kind of turns you guys on musically besides yourselves? Pardon the expression.
Well, not really. Like in high school, I wasn't a theater kid per se, but my choir, we did a lot of like Broadway things and stuff like that. I was in Music Man. Grease, which was super fun.
Who were you in Grease?
Yes.
And who did you play?
I didn't want any of the main characters. They're
not as fun.
Exactly. Yep. So I got to sing Grease is the Word at the very beginning, which was just meh. But it's when I played Johnny What's-His-Face during the dance. I had a gold lame jacket with a gold tie, my hair all done up at that time. My hair was just as long back then. I had a crappy guitar that I think was mine. Yes.
Okay.
And I was doing ridiculous things. My mom was there, and it stole the show. It absolutely stole the show because I was so just in a certain creative zone where I just felt like, you know what? My character is going to steal this whole thing because I don't like the lead person that's doing this whole show.
Oh, no.
So this is
revenge acting. I love it. Revenge acting is the best. Let's just completely overshadow the leads with this one part, and just everyone's going to walk out going, man, Johnny What's-His-Face really stole the show. I love it. I love the passive aggressive motivation of the actor.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So those were the few things that I did personally, but the musical Broadway, there's only two that really embody me. Repo the Genetic Opera, which I suggest you watch.
Okay. Never even heard of it, but okay.
And The Phantom of the Opera.
Okay, that one I may be more anticipated as, okay, I got you. Yeah. Well, that's kind of more what I was, I could see Requiem being played at like some key moment of a show, as like the moment, the thing, the build up, the peak of the whole thing and the climax. And so I was kind of like, all right, because you guys have, and we have to get back to, by the way, how the two of you met and hooked up in terms of music. But since it's not Broadway, and I will try my best despite my ADHD here to keep the threads that I'm laying down and then completely tangling. But so if not so much Broadway, what would you say your major music influences are, Vyle? And then we'll go back over to Brayden.
Definitely classical music. Probably black metal.
Okay.
A lot of 90s. Oh,
sure. Why not? That completely. Well, there's an electronica vibe in there too. So okay.
Yeah. Everything. Oh God. Everything. I mean, earlier I was listening to Jewel and Sarah McLachlan.
Okay, Taylor Swift and Sarah McLachlan. I love it. Okay, I actually really like Jewel. I'm
deceased.
Oh no, we've lost Brayden. Brayden's gone. Yeah, I actually I did throw a Jewel song into the song selection mix for our last set list, and I was like, I could just. But I couldn't bring myself to do it. But yeah, she's got that yodel that I absolutely actually love. The yodel to her voice, that gives me life. So okay, everything. Brayden's just gone. All I can see is some format there, like a part of a back or an arm or I don't know. He's gone. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to find a new guitarist now, Vyle. We've done in Brayden. So okay, so Vyle, you're everything. You're everything, and you're inspired by everything. What about you, Brayden? I especially want to hear about what were these songs that you heard as a youngin that really kind of turned your brain on with guitar, and what are you into now besides Stone Temple Pilots?
When I was in middle school, I was a really big AC/DC fan, and like I said, that was about the time that I started playing guitar, and my dad, he started showing me some, I remember watching, he was one morning, when I was a really little kid, he was sitting on his computer and he was watching this guy play guitar, and he had a extremely shiny bald head and these weird ass sunglasses on. I was like, who's that? He goes, this is Joe Satriani. This is the best guitarist in the world. And
okay.
Joe Satriani, he's a really good guitar player, probably not the best.
Oh, yeah.
He's the best guitarist player in the world. But, I saw
that. To you. There you go. Yeah. He's definitely up there. I'm sure he's on lists, plenty of lists. So, okay.
Yeah, he started, he had the Surfing with the Alien CD. And I remember a few road trips when I was a kid, and he'd pop that thing in. And from the very first second of the first song to the very last second of the last song, it is a journey. And I was like, what the hell is this? What is this? And he's like, oh, this is the Joe Satriani guy I was telling you about. I was like, what the fuck is he doing? I don't even know what the fuck he's doing. I can't even visualize in my mind what he's doing. But when I started playing guitar, I think it was Metallica's Enter Sandman. I heard that for the first time, and I was like, I gotta fucking play guitar now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So I pulled my dad's old guitar out of the closet and dusted it off, blew it all off and everything, pulled it out. And well, all right. And I figured it out, and it was from that moment on, I was like, I can do this. I can actually do this. Cool. And so I started learning more songs, and Metallica was pretty much the first big kind of influence I had in terms of guitar playing. I was I pretty much learned how to play every single song off their first 4 albums, in like a 2-year span of playing guitar, and because I loved it, and plus pretty much all their songs are essentially the same, when you break it all down. So you can play when you can play one, you can play all of them essentially.
So did you get the solo to 1 down?
That was one of the first ones I got down. Yeah.
Okay, that's impressive. That's impressive, because even people that don't like Metallica, and I know there are plenty of them, they will generally bow down to that one. That is that's a bit of a monster. So okay, so I mean, what I find kind of interesting is that your first mind-blowing experience around music was related a bit to aliens. Little bit of foreshadowing there. We did, I mean, there we go.
What?
So, well, because he said
with the alien.
Oh.
Yeah, Joe Satriani they call him the alien guitarist because of the shit he does on guitar. He's like,
because he's
I don't know this.
Yeah, dude, you gotta search some Joe Satriani, man. That's something you gotta search up.
I'll
watch that music video if you listen to Joe Satriani.
He's like, I'll listen to it, but not happily. So okay. So how did you two guys connect and end up, deciding to be a band?
So
you have a very pointy finger going on there, Brayden. You got to make this story happen now.
Well, there was a point in time where so there's this app, and I'm sure you've heard of it. It's called Bandmix, and
oh yeah, I'm well familiar. Yeah.
I remember like 5-6 years ago, I saw like an ad on YouTube for it, and I was like, oh, fuck it, why not? And so I got onto it, and immediately what I noticed is that there are 2 different types of people on there. There's people who want to do it but don't have any type of real way of connecting to each other. Yeah. And then there's people who put their contact information in. And I pretty much about, I want to say, how long has it been? About 2 months ago? About a month? 2 months ago? About a month and a half. Let's call it a month and a half. Just
2 months. I'd say 2 months, yeah.
Okay, so about 2 months ago.
43 days. It was 47 days and 6 minutes. Okay, so about 2 months ago. Okay.
31 seconds. No.
30 minutes.
But and, I got to a certain point, like going back a little bit to the influence stuff, Joe Satriani kind of started me kind of finding other guitar players like Greg Howe and Guthrie Govan and kind of these other kind of fusion players, and so I kind of got more into being able to kind of play kind of whatever. And there was another guitarist, his name is Gary Hulley, and his first album he had he assembled this band from it was essentially a super group from the members that he had with it, and he put out this album, and like every single song was like a different musical influence. There was jazz, there was blues, there was country even, influences in there, and it's like every single song was like a different verse into a different kind of music genre.
Very cool. Okay.
And I kind of took that concept and kind of ran with it. It's like, well, what kind of backing tracks can I play up against? And, not just kind of do like my same shreddy licks on it, but actually kind of try and incorporate it into my playing and kind of at a certain point. And so I remember I was watching this video of this guy, I forgot his name, but he somebody asked him what kind of music he plays, and he says, anything, you're paying, I'm playing. And that's essentially kind of what I went around saying for a while.
Okay. And so you sort of got to Bandmix with that mindset of like, whatever the hell I find, if it's somebody who actually has contact information. And I'm interested. So did you find Vyle on Bandmix? Is this what I'm hearing? Is this the love connection? Okay, I'm impressed, because we have a couple members from Bandmix too, so no shame in that game, but it's not easy to find great people at all.
Oh my God,
dude! I went through and pretty much I kind of stopped looking at the contents of the description of the band and pretty much looked for if there was a phone number. And I would go down, I'd copy the phone number. And like pretty much for like,
Vyle, your biggest draw was your phone number.
I know. I thought it would be the music.
Well,
I'm gonna save Brayden here. I'm gonna save Brayden's ass from the toast a little bit. That once he knew he could reach people, then he was deeply discerning about within the group of phone numbered individuals who was the most incredible. Right, Brayden? Help me out here.
That was the point, try and kind of get my reach out there a little bit in terms of who I play with, but you know, eventually when I find enough people that I've been able to play with, kind of circle it down to kind of the main few. And I haven't met that many people yet. So I'm sticking with him until
I've got paint on my fingers.
That sounds like an Alanis Morissette song, but okay. And another one is flashing a peace sign. But okay, so we've got Brayden, honey. I got to tell you, you're gonna need to build up your story to the point where it doesn't sound so much like you hooked up with Vyle by default, because I know you didn't.
no,
I'm sitting there and I'm like, if I'm Vyle, I'm going, motherfucker. You found my phone number and you haven't met that many people, so here we are. But I know that's not what's going on, because you had to be so happy to hear this voice on Bandmix looking for people, because oh my God, Bandmix is usually like, you know, the bar at 3 a.m. when the lights come on. You just really don't know what you're going to end up with at the end of it. So you reached out and the idea was kind of what, Vyle, to sort of expand into other instrumentation, because I know you know, you're a pretty self-sufficient machine there, but what made you decide to bring in somebody else?
Well, when my husband and I moved from Florida to here, I was still trying to get music made. And my old guitarist, he got struck down with a lot of health problems and things like that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to find people here.
Good idea.
It's not easy here in Colorado. I thought it would be. But a lot of people here I've noticed are, what's the word? Hipsters. And they're not really feeling that kind of music that I'm trying to put out or convey.
And you can't just sort of throw a fedora on what you're doing right now and make a go of it. So, yeah, okay.
Man bun, no. Do you have a man bun? No, you don't. Thank goodness.
No. Used to. Not yet. My hair's not long enough for it yet.
Okay.
You get maybe little man piggies, but yeah, that's about the best. So, okay. So you did not find Colorado replete with like-minded musicians. That's for sure.
Maybe they're out there, but so far, no, not yet.
Okay.
And luckily, this fucker apparently messaged me. Just, that's it.
And there you go.
It worked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it works.
Needed band members.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So just to sort of frame this, because, and anybody who's watching who has not already listened to NÄኢና OK, what are you doing? Like, go and listen, go on Spotify, go listen. And, you know, but you've got there, you know, the 3 songs that I heard, at least, I don't know if there's stuff elsewhere that, that you've released that I missed. And if there is, you got to tell me where it is so I can get my fix. But you are working on, obviously, you mentioned, am I allowed to say you're working on an album?
Well,
not, I've already said it, so kind of too bad, but we can edit it out.
Airing?
I'm sorry?
When is this airing?
Probably within the next couple of weeks.
Okay, so State of Decay will already have been out, but we are working on an album. And
fantastic.
It is
so excited for this.
Like it's going to be coming out next year. He and I are involved in another project that I don't know if you heard about. Just ask Anger Overdose.
You're in the super group, aren't you?
Yeah, I put it together. And
this is called Don't Tell Me. Oh, man. Jamsteak was talking about it too. Zealots, I think?
Yeah, it works.
So can I ask you, will you only be involved in projects that have the ash symbol in there? Like, you've got everything that you've been in has an AE together. Did you even realize that about yourself, that you're that consistent internally? That's
no,
I guess it's EA. It's EA, isn't it? Yeah, it's an EA. I guess I'm wrong, so we'll have to spell it. But okay, so
every album is going to have it now.
Yeah,
it's going to be our thing.
You just throw it in even when it doesn't make sense, you know, like name an album like My Great Day, but the great is like the AE and it's backwards or something. I don't know. But so okay, so we've got the super group going on, and then you've got this album going on. So where are you in the process with the album? Do you have songs, you know, and I want to get to a little bit too of your process, you know, like when you're from the idea to the finished product. But where I know it's saying next year. Where are you? Have you started? Have you laid down anything? You still writing? What's going on?
Well, it's already started.
Okay.
The Hunt is probably going to be featured on the album. Requiem is actually originally intended for the album. The album itself is called Into the Abyss. This is a project I've been working on for quite some time. Okay. It is a very, very, very personal album. Kind of, I think some people would say like a theatrical album. Like the whole album itself tells a story.
Okay.
It is related to PTSD, childhood abuse, all sorts of stuff. I mean, if you want reference, just listen to Requiem.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, that's because, I mean, one of the things that I was noticing, even with the Mutter cover that you and Death Pigeon did, the Rammstein cover, you know, the songs that I know of yours, Requiem and the Mutter cover and the Hunt, thematically, they're clearly connected, you know, I mean, and I understand that you didn't write Mutter, but, you know, that's not what I would call a lighthearted romp lyrically. You know, I mean, that's you know, considering the inspiration for that, you know, the difficult family relationships, mothers, that all that stuff, you know, I'm really interested to hear that, you know, what, you know, where you're, because clearly your music is saying something and it's saying something important. So talk to me more about that, about this. It sounds like kind of a concept album, what you're doing. Into the Abyss,
yeah,
you know.
That's what I meant to say, not theatrical concept album.
Okay.
So Mutter came out of the ball field. That honestly, it has nothing to do with it. My mom is my best friend. She's in my living room.
Hi, Mom. Oh no, I didn't mean to imply that you had bad relationship, but I'm saying like there's.
Well, I mean,
I meant more like that's got a lot going on lyrically too, and it's talking about trauma and things like that. So that's where it sort of fit with for me together.
Well, after I recorded Requiem, and I've had lyrics for Requiem for about 12 years now. Requiem is old. I wrote that in high school.
Wow.
It never got finished, and it needed time to finish.
Okay.
So when I was done recording Requiem, I thought like there's a lyric in there about, you know, hearing the haunting screams my mom would make, and I'm like, oh God, I hope people don't mistake that as my mom screaming at me. No.
Oh no, it didn't. It's no. Yeah, to me at least it didn't read that way. So
no, Requiem is one that we will most likely never play live. I had to record it between around 50 to 60 takes, which is not usual for me because it's an incredibly emotional song.
Emotional, yeah, absolutely.
Requiem is going to be the song that ends on our future album. It's what ties everything together. State of Decay, which is one that we're coming out with by the time this releases, it will already be out. Now, lyrically, State of Decay is very different.
Okay.
It is tackling issues with big religion.
Okay.
People like Joel Osteen. Yeah.
Okay. So you have a whole message going in, and it's very specific rather than more general, personal kind of, you know, okay. Gotcha.
So our future album, Into the Abyss, it's going from my childhood, which begins with Abruptum, which we will release soon at some point. But then it just starts going down to my teenage years, how I dealt with PTSD, how I dealt with episodes, depression, anger, the morose side of all of this. And then it begins with Requiem, which Requiem, the beginning of it is very... How would you describe the lyrics? Yeah.
Personal.
They are...
I would say, I mean, the words that came to my mind listening to it were intense, deeply personal, not accusatory, but yeah, it's you. And I think it's a good thing that your music and your lyrics kind of defy easy description. But yeah, I mean, there's a story right from the beginning, and you're in it, and you're grabbed by it. So, and I hope at some point you'll also put out. I don't think you have already, or at least I don't know about it, a lyric video for that too. But okay, so that's so you start. It's really kind of a chronological concept album then too, in that way. Okay, so Requiem brings us to, because you said you wrote that in high school, I guess.
Yeah.
High school and about pre-high school. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you're...
Yeah, I could never finish the second half of the song. I had the piano, I had the first half, and I could never finish the second half. And my husband brought it to my attention one day. Well, maybe it needed time to grow. Maybe it needed your current perspective. And wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. There it is. And well,
you maybe also needed some distance too, because it almost to me sounds a little bit like, an older version of yourself talking to a younger version of yourself. And that makes sense to me now, because it did kind of, even musically, not even necessarily lyrically, that there's a growth within the song, I think. And that makes a lot of sense now, based on what you're saying, that, you kind of, the song is a little bit meta, right? Like your album is about going from childhood to now. And in a way, the song even does that within itself, which is remarkable. And then the change in the tenor and the tone of it from the beginning to the end, and the strength that kind of grows. I just thought that was so beautiful. I mean, that's why I asked you, like, can we please play it on the show? Because I want to make sure that everybody hears it. So now you've got Requiem done. And then is this going to be an LP? Is it going to be an EP? How many songs are you not sure yet? How many songs will be coming after?
It's going to be, okay, we have the intro, Abruptum.
We're getting a surprise sneak peek on the track list. I'm excited here. Oh, he's not going to say it. All right, fine.
Okay. So I'm planning anywhere between 10 to 12 songs.
Okay.
And how we're going to do it is we're going to release some of them as singles beforehand as we finish them. And then there's going to be a slew of others that are going to be included into it.
Okay, that won't have been released already. Okay.
Exactly. So at least
Smart.
we have something to look forward to. But yeah, I thought I never put that together.
You were not that far off from saying it the first time. I knew where you were going. I was on that vocabulary journey with you. But
my
you never
just went.
I'm telling you, I wore the right shirt today. We never put what together.
What? Oh, wait.
Hi, I'm Christina. We're on Vox and Guest. We have with us today NÄÇOK, who apparently doesn't know it, but yeah, we're
okay.
Good morning, sunshine. We're back. You said I never put that together, and then you said blah, and then I said you never put what together, and you said what? So I think we're caught up now. So what you had not put together was...
Okay, so when you said that, the album itself is telling a story from this point. Mm-hmm. Requiem does the same thing, and I'm like, oh, damn, it does. I didn't think about that.
Yeah. Well, but that's the best kind of art, right? Where it's so honest that it can reflect everything about you without you even having to consciously do that, and I think that really, that I hate to use the word journey because it's so cheesy and played out or whatever, but really that path that you took musically, you know, and in that way, I'm gonna call back your girl. It has a sense to me of almost like Call Me When You're Sober, you know, where the
Yeah.
whole all the way through she's going, you know, don't, you know, don't lie to me, you know, like, you know, if you want me, come find me, make up your mind, make up your mind. And at the very end, no, you know what, I've made up your mind for you. And it gives the song, you know, she finally has the balls that the music has through the whole thing, right? And so I kind of in a much more beautiful way, you know, that's, to me, that was kind of what Requiem did, and why I think I found it so really moving, you know, and really touching. And I mean, just musically, it's gorgeous. And then there's so many layers, and there's just so much going on and so much texture. But, you know, I love when a song can reflect the way that an album that it's on progresses, and I love when the complexity of the music supports the complexity of the lyrics and vice versa. And it's such a perfect song in all those ways for me. And so the fact that that's not even your big moment on the album, I'm like, holy shit, I'm so excited for what's coming, because then you've got all this life after high school that you've got to fill us in. Not that much, because you're clearly a young and budding rose, but I mean, like, you know, you've got at least a year or two out of high school that you can tell us about, you know. But so where I guess, are you still in the process of writing the rest of the album, or is it kind of all fleshed out? Or
A lot of it is fleshed out. There's a lot of parts that I kind of need to fill in, because when I joined, this was a pretty much solid his project, and he said, "This is what I have. You know, what can you add to this?" And you know, I've been working on it quite extensively. I've been trying to figure out something that works really well for State of Decay, and something that can really kind of amplify, like you said, like this kind of big kind of thing, kind of album.
Yeah.
It's like I want to make sure that I'm doing not just, you know, the music justice, but I'm doing his story justice.
Well, and that's, to me, that's an interesting question for you, Brayden, and I hope you find it interesting as well. In my head, it sounds good, but so to step into such a deeply personal project like that, you know, where this is really, you know, kind of a map through someone's psyche, which is not a small thing to step into.
No.
You know, how are you finding it as somebody coming in from the outs? Because I don't really. Did you guys only connect a couple of months ago? Is that what I was understand about the whole End of the Band Mix story? Okay, so this is still really new. How are you finding your place within something so personal and so specific and so driven by one person?
Well, well, first off, I want to say that, you know, the experiences that he has had throughout his life and the experiences that I've had throughout my life are very different. You know, a lot of the issues and the problems that he's had to face throughout his life are things that I've just never really had to deal with, you know. And so on that one hand, it is kind of, what's the nicest way to say this? Intriguing, like interesting to kind of look.
And it's a challenge, I would imagine, if it's something so foreign to you.
Well, you know, like I was saying, you know, I've kind of grown to be pretty, at least I like to think I am pretty proficient in kind of what I'm able to do.
Proficient? You are freaking amazing.
There we have it. And that, my friend, is how you give a compliment. There you go. That's the sauce. That's right there. Yeah. Okay.
I hate to butt in, but okay, when I asked him, I'm like, okay, so here's what we're gonna do. This is what I need from you. I'm gonna go ahead and give a spoiler of something that's future. We are doing another Rammstein cover.
Okay.
With Death Pigeon.
Another one with Death Pigeon. Okay.
Yes. This is going to be in the future, but we are doing Sona. And I asked him to, okay, first off, show me what you can do and play a little bit of that.
Okay.
And when this kid,
So you did not start small. Okay.
He gave me a challenge. And
No.
Oh God, yeah, I wear glasses. I just don't like wearing them.
That's okay. Me too.
When I got the little video that he sent to me on Google Drive, I was blown away. Like his skill, like when I just asked him, just show me a little what you do.
Yeah.
Holy hell. I don't know.
Holy whatever. Holy everything.
I don't know what the level is on cursing. But
I think we've already dropped the mother. There's only one word that I'm going to say is totally off limits, and it's the "see you next Tuesday" one. But other than that, I'm pretty down for whatever. So I don't think that's what you were going to drop though, because I've never heard holy.
When I tell you, holy fuck. I was blown away. I had to show everybody in my house, like, this kid is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I only call you kid because you're a little younger than me.
But yeah, you were saying he's really
30 minutes. 30 minutes. It's just 30 minutes. Everything is 30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes, yeah.
What, 970,000 years old?
But so he could just completely blew you away.
He was shredding.
Yeah.
Like absolutely shredding.
I'm so excited to think of how that's going to layer into what you do. Like,
yeah, like especially with Stated K. Stated K is going to have Brayden here featured in one of our songs for the first time. And I am beyond fucking excited to hear how this plays out, how this is going to work, how his creativity and my creativity mesh. And
you can't tell, but I'm shitting bricks right now.
Why is that? Is it pressure? Are you excited? Did you eat Taco Bell before you got on? Like where are the bricks coming from? Yeah. Don't get any of it on the Evanescence stuff. I have the feeling that would be it for you in the band. You'd be done for.
No, but I well, like he said, this is like my first like real first kind of major kind of thing in the
project.
Band.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. We've talked a lot about like the logistics of the band and like the stats and stuff and like what kind of like numbers we're getting on Spotify. And he's told me a bit about it, and I was like, wow, that's a lot. That's actually kind of pretty good.
Yeah.
And then when I was hearing you talk about like how much you actually like really love the songs, I was just like, shit. Now I gotta like actually do really good. And like,
you gotta bring your game, boy.
Yeah, dude, I gotta.
Well, but the thing is, I get the sense between what Vyle has said about your talent and your skill, because they're not the same things, and the fact that I also very much get the sense, and Vyle and I, we talk a lot on Facebook, but this is the first time we've actually spoken, but I was very immediately aware that Vyle is a person who knows exactly who they are and exactly what they want. And that might not always mean, no, I mean, but I'm not saying you might necessarily be the most confident or I don't even mean it like that. I just mean I don't think you would bring Brayden into something like this if you didn't absolutely trust that he could do it and would do it justice and that he gets it, and that's where I think you can put your bricks away. Yeah, you can put your bricks away because, it's we're all musicians, right? And you only work with people that you're going to connect with. And so, exactly. I mean, that's the whole thing, and it's funny, every interview that I do, that theme of connection, it always comes back. That's the thing that holds everything together. So I'm not nervous for you. I'm excited for the two of you because I just, because there isn't a lot going on. I mean, do you even have guitar on either the Hunt or Requiem? It's
the Hunt. Yes,
has a little bit. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was my previous guitarist, my friend Luke.
Right. Okay.
He's in other bands and stuff like that, and he did guitar and the drums for the Hunt. Requiem is all me.
Right.
The piano, the accompaniment,
right,
the accoutrement. Yeah, that's all me. Mutter I did the vocals and the choir, and JD did the rest, and Neil.
Right.
Can't forget Neil, but he did the rest. So State of Decay is going to be us, and I'm currently getting other people. It's nice to have friends on the interweb.
Indeed. Indeed. Yeah, you're not limited to just what's going on in Colorado. So absolutely. Okay. So anything you can spill, since it'll be out by the time this airs, and only what you're comfortable with, obviously. I'm big on boundaries. So
have you heard of a band from France called Talwar? I cannot say the name.
Tarwal? Really? No kidding.
Oh wait, this is news to you as well. Oh yeah,
Brayden's like, who? What now? Yeah, I didn't know which band, if it was going to be Patient 404 or Clank or whatever. But okay, Tarwal. Okay, yeah, you're going with the big guns. Okay.
Yeah, Alexandre.
Okay. Maybe let Brayden know.
Yeah, we actually started working. Like right now, I have him doing a lot. And luckily, my my instruments are equipped. So I have about 7 projects going on right now.
Okay.
And this one that we're doing with Talwal, how do you say it?
Tarwal.
Tarwal. Why do I keep
that's my I might be getting it wrong too, but Talwal. Yeah, I know you're making me think about it too much. Oh my God. I listened to them. Talwarl, I think. Talwarl.
His voice is so unique.
Yes.
And I am absolutely in love with it. So we started talking, and there is a song that I have wanted to do for many, many years. And there is a reason why hold on, let me get my finger right. Wait, no, that is in the background.
I don't even try. I can't.
Because it actually is an Evanescence cover.
Oh, okay.
Having
now I'm trying to
my voice, a lot of people can't do Evanescence right.
Right.
It is hard.
Yes.
But this is
I'm in the middle of trying to cover one of them right now for the band, and I can absolutely agree with that. We had to tune down, and I'm still not sure I've got it. Yeah. So
Can I take a guess?
You probably will get it because yeah. Yeah, I didn't pick it. And I don't usually share what we're gonna add beforehand, but that's okay. You're saying enough. And yeah, I didn't pick that one. Frank did, and I was like, dude, I cannot sing Amy Lee. What are you doing? And he's like, I think you could do it. And let's be honest, right now I can't, but I'll try. It'll be fun. So yeah. So you, on the other hand, I could completely see just blowing that out of the water. So I won't ask which Evanescence song, but okay. So you're actually going to get to do an homage to your absolute. Okay.
It is it's before that album.
Oh, okay.
It's an older song, and it's one to where it can definitely be adjusted to male vocals.
Okay.
And so you don't have to worry about this. You don't have to worry about this. But yeah, I have that coming. So it's going to be similar to how we did Mutter with Death Pigeon. It's going to be NÄÂOK and Towel. No, it's not towel.
No, it's not towel. Towel.
I can't touch my face.
You can't touch your face.
That.
I'll touch my face and you can live vicariously through me. I'll just keep touching my face.
We have the supergroup project, which, when do you think that's going to happen?
By next week. By the end of next week.
Oh, that's soon.
So,
okay.
Let me go ahead and announce it.
Okay.
So this is NÄÄOK, Anger Overdose, Death Pigeon, Encircled Throne, and Jam Steak.
I know. I'm so excited.
We are doing a song that is so fitting for all of us. 6 bands. It's Power Man 5000, When Worlds Collide.
Okay. I feel like I know the title When Worlds Collide, but I don't think I know the song. So talk me through that a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we were trying to figure out a song that kind of was a perfect blend of everything, and I suggested, why don't we do like a kind of like a new metal kind of song from like the late 90s, early 2000s, because that kind of includes a lot of the kind of the same stuff. And so we were kind of throwing around a bunch of ideas, and somebody said, well, what if we did Paramount 5000? And I was like, I've never heard of it, but I'm down, whatever, let's do it. And,
okay, good. Not just me.
yeah, no, I listened to it and I was like, yeah, I can do this. I can do it. And so I got the guitar tracks in for it, but the vocals will be done by the end of the week.
I mean, I'm just thinking of those bands, okay, between you and Anger Overdose and Encircled Throne and Death Pigeon and Jamsteak. And I can kind of figure out what kind of song it almost has to be for all of those bands to really shine on it. So that sounds like it's going to be absolutely kick-ass. So
yes, especially when I was recording it, it is so vocally different for me.
Okay.
Yes, you might not even recognize that it's me.
Really? So does this have some of those dirty vocals that we were talking about earlier? Or do you want to not give away too much?
They said no, that it wasn't dirty, they were like, we still hear that clean voice. And I'm like, I tried, damn it.
So it was slightly wrinkled, but not dirty. Okay.
I would say the verse is I was in a seductive kind of mind state when I was recording, and it's lower.
Showed a little knee, did you? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, all my ankle.
For shame, the ankle. Oh my goodness. You should paint the ankle too, just if you're going to do that. 30 minutes. It's just 30 minutes. Just paint the ankle, attach some hair to it. You'll be fine.
Yeah. So
okay. So a vocal departure for you. Okay. So we've got Into the Abyss, you're building your concept album. You've got your Zealots super group project going. You've got another Death Pigeon Rammstein cover. You've got, oh my gosh, I'm tired just listing these things. How you're even keeping track of all of it.
And I have been saving this announcement.
Is this an exclusive? Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Do you want to say it or you want me?
Do you even know what it is, Brayden? You've been as surprised by half of this as I have tonight. So.
I know about this one. So he asked me one day, hey, do you like corn? And I was like, yeah, it's my favorite vegetable. He goes, no, the band. And I was like, yeah.
Jeez.
And,
okay, there we go. Youth. My favorite vegetable.
I recently acquired a 7-string guitar, and I've been wanting to do something with that. And so he suggested, why don't we do Here to Stay? And I listened to that, and I was like, oh, yeah, let's do that. And so within like the next, I want to say about 2 months, I'll at least have the guitars and whatever dirty vocal tracks we need on it.
So,
oh, man. Really?
Everyone I've noticed, I mean, yeah, we've already done a collab cover with Death Pigeon and now one upcoming with Towel Tarp. God
Jesus. You think you could figure it out by now? You've been working with the band.
The France band with the T.
Talwal. Yes. Yes.
That is a mouthful. I'm not gonna go there. Anywho,
let's leave between the two of us. That could go very bad very quickly, and Brayden will cry, and then you'll have to find a new guitarist, and that would be bad. So, okay, so you've got that coming out.
So I'm sure you know of the next Anger Overdose song.
I do.
And it seems like a lot of our indie family is coming out with their own just individual covers. We have not done that yet, so we're wanting to jump on the ball as well and do a specific NÄÄOK cover. And yes, it's Korn's Here to Stay. Because I'm not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere.
I like it. I like it. Really? So Korn. So you vocally, Korn. How, I mean, besides the title, how did you come to that? Because that's also going to be a departure for you.
Well, one thing that I love about Brayden is that he can do dirty vocals. And one thing that I'm like really wanting to implement into our music is this kind of like contrasting Beauty and Beast kind of vocals.
Absolutely.
And that is where it's really going to shine. Abruptum's going to have it. State of Decay is going to have it. But Here to Stay is going to be very interesting because that's where I get to display some of my vocal gymnastics. That is going to be very interesting. While he is screaming his little head off, I'm doing like this operatic falsetto.
I was just going to say, it's almost like opera. Yeah, okay, all right.
Yes. And it is different from the song. Do I sound like Jonathan Davis? Hell no.
But that's not the point.
Like,
yeah, exactly. No, that's not the point. Yeah, that's not the, yeah.
Gotta stop touching this.
You can touch anything you want below the camera line, but just don't touch this. Think of MC Hammer. Now we're gonna, can't touch this.
I suggested on the way up here that he draw a center line on his face and like completely remove just one side of it.
I like it. The dichotomy of being Vyle. Yes, I like it.
As I said before, next time there is going to be a mask, a blind mask, just like here up.
Or we could just get you one of those space collars like they put on the puppies when they have a surgery so that you can't keep touching your face. We could do that. It would fit with the whole alien thing, We'd just make it black instead of clear, and then you'll be fine.
It's the cone of shame.
We'll put you in the cone of shame. That's it. I'm here for it. I would. That, to me, that's the whole merch opportunity. That is a complete. You just brand it the NÄṵOK cone of shame.
Do you know where that came from? The whole alien get up thing?
No, I asked you like 3 times, but you wouldn't tell me. Now you're ready. You needed time to process. You needed time and distance.
Anger overdose like months ago. Like he commented something on one of my posts that was like an alien thing, and then it happened again, and I'm like, well, crap, I'm going to be known as the alien guy. Now I have to be an intergalactic star witch or something. So
that has to have been an Elton John song. I'm at some point intergalactic star witch. There's no way it's not. But okay, so anger overdose turned you into an alien. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, it started with anger overdose, then it went to Agbat, then it went to Death Pigeon, and that's when I'm like, okay, yeah,
okay.
Everything.
This is maybe like one of those CAPTCHA things where like you keep failing it and that's how you find out you're a robot. I guess that's how you found out you were an alien, is just people kept telling you that you were. That's it.
I look like an alien version of Kiss right now.
Zargon Rock City?
No. My hair is all in my face and my face is itchy.
Oh no, you're in the middle of a sensory nightmare right now. Oh my goodness. Oh. So okay, so we've got, if I can remotely begin to frame up any of this. So you've got the album in the works coming out sometime next year, Into the Abyss. You've got a bunch of singles that are going to be released very soon. You've got the supergroup stuff.
Yeah.
Man, so talk to me about Requiem, it sounds like it was very specific, but the process for you of going from, when you first have the idea for a song, are you somebody that writes lyrics first, somebody that does music first? Does it depend on the song? And how does that go from germ of an idea to this is done and dusted and ready to be released or put on the album or whatever?
Ooh. It's become a mixture of both. In the past, it would start off with lyrics that would randomly pop up in my head. It could be, strangely enough, a song title.
Really?
Yeah, State of Decay started off as a song title, and then a melody popped up in my head, and I'm like, oh hell, I'm running with this.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was already mad at people like big religion taking advantage of other people.
So you had something to focus it on. Okay.
Exactly.
So when you are writing a song, you know, you said initially it used to start with the lyrics.
Yes, it
And
would
some
start
and
with
State of
lyrics.
Decay started as a title, you said.
Yeah, State of Decay started off as a title, and then I had a catchy ass melody that was stuck in my head for the longest time, and then I just put words to it. Sometimes it's just starts off with a melody. It's really whatever I get a gut feeling about.
Okay.
That, I forgot to take these off. They're gonna give me a headache. And if it comes together, I have about 26 different projects that are stuck on my computer that some will actually turn into something, something won't.
Okay.
For a good example, The Hunt. I wrote that last year. That is
Okay.
the newest song I've written in my repertoire, and it's kind of different. That was actually a very different kind of creative process for me, because it was one that me and my guitarist were writing at the same time. Like, he would put this in, I would put that in.
Okay.
And so lyrically, that song is different for me, which is why the chorus is so repetitive. And I do believe, are we re-releasing that?
I believe you said we were.
Okay. Yeah, we are going to be re-releasing The Hunt. So
okay. Very cool.
Updated. I've, like, after listening to it a million times, I'm like, ooh, I could do that better. I could do that better. That could be.
Oh, so you're actually not quite back to the drawing board, but you're rebuilding it a bit.
Well, that song was actually just to test the waters. I didn't know that it would actually kind of start the ground running.
Yeah.
I was not aware of that. And I honestly didn't expect Requiem to be as big as it is. Requiem is the biggest song that we've come out with. Off of streaming services alone, off of iTunes and Amazon Music, we are pulling in several thousand streams a month.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing and well-deserved, though. I mean, it doesn't surprise me. The only thing I think that's surprising about it is because listenership is so fickle, right? And you just never know what's going to appeal to somebody and what people are going to find. So, but once people find it, the fact that they love it does not surprise me in the slightest bit, like not even a little.
When it first came out and it started gaining a little bit of traction, Death Pigeon were the ones that really took a hold of that song. And that's when it started spreading around our little metal indie community. And to find out a lot of our indie friends they really like that song. And I'm like, but it's depressing. It is so depressing.
But I mean, but it makes sense to me, though, because I think sadness and anger are a little bit of they're cousins at the very least, right? So, I mean, you know, in a lot of metal, I wouldn't necessarily say it's angry. I would say it's cathartic, right? But I mean, that it makes sense to me. Plus, I mean, there are just some things that people are going to like regardless of genre, just because they're really good. So you'll give yourself a little more credit on that too. That, you know, it's not just depressing. You know, it's touching. I think there's a difference. You know, you don't walk out of there just like, oh my God, you know, because it does have that, you know, trajectory, for lack of a better word. It's not just a static, okay, everything sucks and now the song is over, go home, you know? So, okay, yeah. So, no, yeah, it's doing really well, though, Requiem. Really well. Really, really well.
Yes, and Mutzer, I fully expected for it to do well with the kind of listening power that we have, but not compared to Death Pigeon. We have been on, it's between Mutzer and Requiem, it was on the top 25 fan voted for 5-6 weeks in a row.
I was going to say 6 weeks or so. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, absolutely.
It is still surreal to me. I don't think it's kicked in yet that my little project ain't so little anymore. It's, oh God. Did you ever watch that stream on the Fourth Watch? Where he listened to Requiem for the first time? I have to show you that.
I'll just leave.
The look on his face when he first heard Requiem, because it has a long intro, which I think is going to be synonymous with NÄኢና OK. And then when the vocals came in and his jaw just dropped in the comments, and it was just this speechless kind of thing afterwards. And I'm just like, I don't know how to take this. This is a very personal thing that people are liking. Liking this. And so,
absolutely. Well, but I think I wanted to kind of, get into a little bit because, I spend a lot of time on my lives and, in life in general, talking about mental health and, just that I think is an underpinning to a lot of the musicians that we've all befriended in the community. Everybody, everybody suffers, everybody struggles, everybody has trauma, whether it looks like somebody else's or not, it doesn't really matter. And, I always say that, grief is kind of like a liquid in that it'll fill whatever container you put it in, right? So whether it's big or it's small, it's full, right? And you're carrying that around all the time. And so, I mean, to do what you're doing, I mean, music is so personal anyway, right? You put yourself out there, you're writing yourself into the songs, and you're putting your voice out there and your instrumentation out there. So just inherently it's a personal act. But how have you managed to sort of navigate people peering into your life like that, when you are being so raw and you are sharing things that are so personal and so intense? And has it been cathartic? Has it been helpful? Has it been regressive in any way? Is it just sort of you're along for the ride? Like how are you experiencing all of that? Because it's a lot. It's a lot.
That's actually been a very good question. Hi, buddy. Sorry, my cats have invaded.
Well, they're aliens too, so that's okay.
Right. And every time I would hear Requiem or The Hunt, although I can't really relate to The Hunt, although I can now, because the meaning to me has changed. But listening to Requiem on the radio. I've been writing music to put out there for other people that are going through similar experiences, that struggle with PTSD like I have pretty much daily. It's a message to those out there that they're not alone. And this is something that you can relate to. And Requiem has a very specific meaning towards like the only chorus in the song. But I still won't let you win. You've done all this to me, but you're not going to win.
Right. And I'm still here and you're not going to win. And yeah.
Exactly. And well, there goes half my face paint. And especially the ending, you no longer have power over me.
Right.
So to get that specific message, because if you hear a lot of other music out there that is kind of in the same boat of trying to get people to relate or any kind of relatable music, it doesn't seem to have a resolution. It doesn't seem, it's depressing through and through, but it doesn't have that. So what? I'm still here. You're no longer in my life. And you.
So I mean, yeah. Well, you're at a different place in that journey, then, right? So because there are people who, unfortunately, can relate to there not being a resolution, to there not being, a happy ending, or some sort of closure. And so, I mean, to me, what you're offering is not only relatability but hope, and that, I think, especially with PTSD, where it's so hard to see the forest for the trees, and it's so easy to, you basically have an anchor all day that's kind of dragging you back into things that you're trying to crawl away from, right? And so for you to be able to say, no, you don't have power over me anymore, and yes, I am still here. No, you're not going to win. Even for people who maybe aren't at a place in their life where they can relate to that because it hasn't happened to them yet, you are offering light at the end of the tunnel, that look at what the fuck I got through. Look at what I have defeated. And I mean, does that mean that you don't still struggle with things? Of course you do, but you are here. You do have a life. You do have love, and you do have music, and you have passion, and you have all these, and cats, and face paint and hair stuck to your face and whatever. You have all these great things, and and so maybe everybody else will too. And I think that's crucial. I think, because so many people find solace in music, and so thank you for sharing what you've shared, and then also being able to share that there is hope that can come at the end of that, or even in the middle of it. Right. I mean, that's tremendous to me. I think you're right. People do need to hear that. They really do. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. No, but I mean, like, and I usually try not to talk more than I listen with these interviews, but I get really passionate about it because, I mean, I experienced Requiem the first time where I wasn't really even, I was just kind of letting the lyrics wash over me, as I said, and then when I really started listening to what you were saying, it was like, oh, okay. And, without even knowing specifics, one could take a guess, but you can also kind of Rorschach your own stuff onto it and make that work, because everybody, I think, does go through that in life, that feeling in micro and macro ways of just feeling under someone else's thumb and just having a choice of like, do I let this win or don't I, and I mean, Brayden, for you, like, I know you said you had different life experiences, but I mean, that's got to feel good to be part of something that is reaching out to people who do have issues, around mental health and trauma and things like that. And I mean, I'm assuming that you would never go back and put guitar into Requiem, because I think you don't mess with that. I think the cradle is full at that point, it has enough going on. But I mean, like, are some of I'm assuming, I know the beginning of Into the Abyss must, because you said it's talking about childhood and whatever, but I'm guessing a lot of the album is going to be dealing with similar content of a sort, or at least similar kind of themes. Is that accurate?
Yes. The very first song, Abruptum, it's okay. This is what I'm loving about this. It's going to have an intro into to where it's just like a little bit of piano, a little bit of electronica, but it's soft and it's kind of like, okay. And then Abruptum slams in your face. It is
aptly titled. Yeah. Okay.
It slams in your face. It is pure anger from a childhood. Do what?
So that's like a Mike Tyson uppercut.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. It's just wake up, everybody. Okay. So anger and.
Yeah. If you think of it through the perspective of a child's psyche, of their understanding of the universe. Why is this happening? And then it just kind of evolves from there to In Abysm Arent. Oh crap, there's another song. And then it goes into, it builds up, and then it ends with Requiem saying, nope, despite all that. Yeah.
Here we are.
But there is a little outro after Requiem that kind of goes back into the intro to basically remind you that, yes, I have survived this. I have gotten through it, but I'm not cured. And it is a struggle, a daily struggle. So it is definitely an evolving album. Will we always stick with trauma? I don't know. We'll have to see. I have a lot of inspiration. Brayden has a lot of inspiration in other avenues that I'd like to try.
Yeah. One of the key differences is you guys are both big Evanescence fans. You've been talking a lot about the "Call Me When You're Sober" song. I'm a huge Seether fan. I'm a huge Sean Morgan fan.
Oh no! Oh no! Well, Brayden, it was nice to meet you. I'm sure you enjoyed your several months with the band, and we please leave the seat cushion with you on your way out. But yeah, okay. So we have the other side of the story coming in here. Okay. Well, okay, I have the feeling this is going to be talked about after this interview.
I've heard it before.
Yeah,
I gave him this bit before.
Okay, but no, Seether. I mean, yeah, that's you got a lot. There's I don't want to say too much because I don't want Vyle to get mad at me. But yeah, I mean, you got some good music coming out there. Okay, so you're a Seether fan, and you were going with somewhere with that, presumably.
I knew it was, but I can't remember for the life of me where I was gonna go.
Oh, okay. Well, we were talking about you having inspiration from other avenues, and Vyle is looking to explore that. And you were saying, we're both big Evanescence fans, talking about "Call Me When You're Sober," but you're a Seether fan, and that's as much of your brain as I had access to at the time. So you're on your own here.
Well, the main point of that was more or less like there is a big contrast, but in terms of like what you were saying, in terms of like people finding music that more or less they kind of need at the time, to get whatever they were going through. Seether was the biggest band for me, going through stuff, and it was pretty much listening to Karma Infect on repeat throughout the entire day while I was at school, just to kind of deal with my issues and deal with my problems, and
Gotcha.
Like I said, nothing. I haven't had too much horrible experiences, but I've definitely had
Sure.
in a bit of depression and a bit of shit. Life wasn't ever peaches and cream for me, but it definitely wasn't hard. And but kind of take I don't know. I try to be kind of as good of a listener and kind of as good of kind of an interpreter as I can. Kind of, add my experiences as well as kind of bounce off kind of what everything is going on here and everything. And I'm just excited.
I am too. No, because that's great too, because you guys have, it seems like the things that you share are going to strengthen what's already there, and then the ways in which you're different, both musically and just experientially in life, that's going to bring a whole other dimension to NÄÇOK's music and the messaging and all of that. And I mean, I'm even wondering if some music is going to come just out of that, about, because it's got to be really different to go from being just sort of a one person show to now you've got another person with their own ideas. And it doesn't sound, Vyle, like you're just saying, okay, Brayden, come in and, do this, and this, and then go off. It's like, okay, here's what I have. What can you bring? I mean, are you guys working on writing anything together, or is it still sort of like what comes out of the mind of Vyle, and then, it's got the Brayden seasoning to it? Is, anything that's truly collaborative, like from the very beginning yet, or not yet?
There hasn't been a big thing yet of collaboratory stuff with like us like sitting down and writing together. For the most part, it's been me trying to catch up to what Vyle's been doing there for the past.
Still really new, yeah.
But,
it's coming.
More stuff. I got. I'm getting some better gear and I'm getting some better stuff, and so I'm able to be able to, because we're in an apartment right now, and I'm used to. I live in a house, and so I'm used to kind of turning it up loud and kind of.
Oh yeah, you don't have to worry about angry neighbors. Yeah.
but and then it's we're getting to a point now where our schedules are getting more fleshed out, into where we're able to kind of meet more in person and be able to write stuff together, because that's pretty much all I've ever done is write with other people. And
okay.
When it comes to actually like writing stuff, like I can churn out a few ideas, but I get like writer's block like almost immediately after I start. And I've been trying to work on it, been trying to do some different kind of exercises on trying to kind of build my ability to write more stuff. But kind of like what Vyle was saying, I'm also very nitpicky on what I do, and I'm a big old perfectionist. I'm a picky son of a bitch, and I like what I put out to be pretty perfect, and but
I think you're with the right person musically too, because I think Vyle is definitely, is not going to just be content to throw something that's completely sloppy out into the world. I don't see that happening. So
no.
I mean, it's real. That is really exciting. I mean, there's so much. You guys probably can't even conceive of what could come next, because it is still so new, and you are still kind of going through things that were already in the works, you know, and who knows what you're going to be creating, the two of you, you know, for next steps. I mean, that's remarkable. And I imagine too, Vyle, that, you know, now that you know that you have this, you know, secret weapon on guitar, that's going to blow up what you're able to put in, you know,
beyond,
yeah.
absolutely beyond. It's,
Yeah.
you know, he came in with all this going on and it's, I mean, we've got State of Decay that we're working on. We're going to start working on Here to Stay, our cover, and then the super band coming on. And then, so there's already 3 songs there.
Yeah,
and then I fully intend on soon, we are going to get together and write something fresh.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
That's going to be very cool. Very cool to see how your two worlds marry. Like that. I think that's just going to be, that is really, it is, we keep using the word, but it is really exciting, you know? And I mean, you're open, which is great because, you know, it's sometimes people are used to, you know, doing things on their own, which you kind of, you know, you are, but it sounds like, Brayden, you've had more of like a collaborative history. So even just putting that together, that's going to be very cool. But it sounds like you inspire each other already. So I think you're in really good shape, but I
hope so.
Yeah.
You know, well, and if not, then you'll find out if you do in fact end up with a Seether Amy Lee kind of situation on your
hands. What I've noticed is that, you know, in the past 2 months that we've been talking through text, on the phone call, or in person, you know, when the two of us get together, it's usually pretty much all smiles, and it's usually all like progressive, forward kind of thinking. You know, we don't ever really think about or talk about like what kind of stuff we don't talk too much about like past kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, there's definitely some past talking there, you know, like with experience and stuff, you know, like with like relation to the music and whatnot and everything. But in terms of like just like in general, like we get along really well, and I try to be as open-minded as possible about everything. And, you know, it's you know, this is a new experience for me. You know, I'm not, you know, a lot of the other people that I play with or been around in my life, you know, are not like Jesse. So or not like Vyle. So it's interesting. It's cool. I like doing new shit and kind of being in kind of a different environment and kind of seeing what I can do about kind of adapt to it. Kind of it's kind of a sick game I have in my head. Like, how well can I adapt to this? You know, or how perfect can I make this? You know, I'm always trying to challenge myself to be better in all the ways. And see, it definitely helps with that. You know.
Yeah. No, I get that sense from you. I mean, even the way that you got into guitar, you know, and then who are you trying to emulate? You know, you're not sitting there learning bar chords. You're going straight for Joe Satriani. And like, you know, I mean, that's already setting the bar pretty high. And I mean, I think I have the feeling, because it sounds like Vyle has more confidence in you than you do right now, that you're going to learn a lot about what you're capable of by working with them. That's the sense that I get, you know, and I also think that may give you a lot of freedom, Vyle, too, because you've got a whole other voice that you can use now, literally and figuratively, you know, to enhance what you've already been doing. And I'm in my head, I keep hearing NÄ壱OK as I know it with this guitar, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to hear this soon. So I'm very glad State of Decay is coming out soon, because I gotta know in my ears what that sounds like, because it sounds great in my head. So I think while we're talking about songs, we did want to play Requiem for everybody. Was there anything else that you wanted to mention about it specifically? I mean, we've talked about it a lot, obviously, but was there anything else in particular before we play it that you wanted to mention?
I think we covered everything about the song.
I didn't think there was any juice left in the fruit there, but I just wanted to make totally sure. So let's roll this absolutely gorgeous song by NÄĆOK, Requiem.
was beaten out of me. Every day I felt your hand across my flesh. It will not mend for you. Oh. Was young, I lied awake, haunting screams my mom would make, silent thoughts within my head, begging the Lord to strike me dead for you. Oh, for you. No matter how hard I tried, nothing seemed to satisfy. Can you believe that I'm still here? Cold, confused, struck with fear for you. You've taken my life, you've beaten me down. I will not let you win. You've stolen my heart, now I feel no love. I will not let you win. 20 years have gone by, nothing time could pacify. Haunting memories fill my head, reliving the hell you put me through again. Oh, again. 20 years have gone by, wonder that I'm still alive. No matter what you've put me through, I've learned to live and tell this tale of you. Oh, you. No matter how hard I try, escape the cage within my mind. I can't believe that I'm still here. I'm glad I am. That's no thanks to you. No will I ever see you. No will I ever hate you. I know that I will outlive you, and for that I'll never fear you. No more will I ever see you. No more will I ever hate you. I know that I will outlive you, and for that I'll never fear you.
Okay. Oh, Jesus. I looked up and you're like drinking from a coffee pot. What the fuck is that? I was like, that's the biggest mug I've ever seen. Are you serious? What the fuck? So like, let's get like somebody's ashes in there. What is going on? Oh my God.
This is as big as my face.
It is. I seriously like, holy shit.
I went on a search for like the biggest cup
You
that I
found
could,
it. You found it.
and I
Mission
saw this on,
accomplished.
I saw this on Amazon. I'm like, how much bigger can it get? That's as big as it gets? Okay.
really, you basically just need to glue a handle to like a barrel at this point if you want to get bigger. You know, just come out, just have a keg with a handle on it or something.
Yes.
Okay, so all right, so we're gonna come back in here. So I wanted to ask two more things before we wrap up. So I know, Brayden, most guitarists are massive gearheads. Are you a collector? How many guitars do you have? How much gear? What are you working with? Because I know you said you're working on getting some new stuff, but what do you already have?
Not enough. No, I'm just kidding.
It's never enough, right?
I think last time I counted, I had, can't remember if it was 21 or 22 like guitars in my house, and that includes basses and a little tiny princess ukulele, which is adorable. That I love fucking around on.
That's gonna have to show up on one of your songs now.
Oh, yeah.
Mix that into State of Decay if you can, if it's not too late.
That's the only thing I'll be playing. I'll be like fucking just
What? A ukulele?
But
okay, Vyle's learning new things about you too. Okay, so that's a lot of guitars, dude. That's a lot of guitars.
tiny mini amp.
Aw, how cute is that?
It's
I
adorable.
love that your amp is tiny and Vyle's mug is humongous.
His mug is bigger
I
than
think his mug's bigger than the
Really?
amp.
Oh my God.
It's a Marshall mug. You get a Marshall stack mug.
I like tea. Okay.
You definitely do. You have all the tea. That's it. All the tea in China and everywhere else, whatever that expression is. Holy crap. Okay. Yes, we had to bring out the mug that is bigger than Brayden's head. What I wanted to ask you too, one more thing is that the artwork, you know, especially for Requiem and everything, is so gorgeous. Who does that? Is that also you, or is there somebody you work with, or?
Me.
It's you. It's beautiful. So you're doing that on computer or by hand, or what? How did you do it?
Oh,
do it on
honey,
his face.
I wish I could do it by hand. Do it on my face.
Oh, it'll take you 30 minutes.
Blue for real.
30 minutes. It only takes 30 minutes. Yeah. So that's you. Okay.
Yeah, like I just mess around with a little program that I found, and just it comes together and things.
It's
I wish I
so
could do it by hand.
lovely. No, but I don't know that. Not that it doesn't matter anymore, but it certainly doesn't make it less artistic. It's just a different medium, right? But I mean, it's so beautiful and really evocative, and it's perfect for what you're doing. That's why I'm telling you, I got to get a shirt. I'm saving up my pennies. I have so many bands. I have lists of like names, whatever, but I got to get something from you because, as I said, I'm such a huge fan. But I thought it was you, but I wasn't 100% sure on the artwork. So I'm very impressed. An alien, I was gonna say human, but an alien of many talents you are. Really make sure when you guys are listening, make sure to check out the artwork too. So, okay, before we go, we have a little segment that we call In the Vox Seat. Okay. I have 5 questions for you. I would love to get answers from both of you on this. You're probably going to hate at least one of them. Everybody seems to. Okay. And the first one, I'm really interested to ask you guys this question specifically and to hear your separate answers because I think it's going to be interesting.
You're going to go
first. Sum up your music in 5 words or less.
Schizophrenic.
Okay.
Bipolar.
That's 2. Okay. So we're just pulling out the DSM then, and that's how we're going to describe this music. We're just
Yes.
Okay, if someone took your DSM away from you, how would you describe your music?
Unexpected. Definitely with what's coming up because we have not showcased ourselves yet.
Okay.
That was more than 5 words. I'm so sorry.
No, you started with unexpected, and I thought you were just giving color to it. But okay, so we're going to go with bipolar, schizophrenic, and unexpected, which I think there's definitely a theme there. Okay, so all right, Axeman, do you have another 5 words that maybe we can use, or are you're gonna just throw in with those?
It's gonna be groovy. It's gonna be good shit. It's gonna be captivating.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right. Coming out with the SAT words here. All right, I like it. Okay,
Yeah.
so groovy, good shit, captivating. You have an extra word if you want to use it.
Loud.
Loud. Okay.
Very loud.
That can all be like mixed around and used as a sentence, like groovy, captivating shit. Or
I don't know.
Shit.
I don't know that I would. Well, yeah, I don't know if you want to use the word shit in describing your music. So I would maybe veer away from that a little bit. Keep the groovy and the captivating and the good. But okay, all right. That went about as well as I thought it would. So, what is for each of you your favorite thing about being a musician?
You go first.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm making you go first.
Oh God, what is my favorite thing? Hearing it on the radio, hearing people's commentary on the radio. That
Okay, so yeah. Oh, so it's the feedback. It's hearing how your music lands with people. That's the main thing?
Yeah.
I get that. I totally get that. All right, you're up, Brayden. What's your favorite thing? Love the head swivel. You're like a bobblehead.
I think what I love most about being a musician is I remember my dad telling me this exact same thing. He says, my favorite thing about being a musician is going to a country where none of them speaks any English. Go to a country where nobody speaks a lick of English, but they all know your songs. They're all not just singing it, but blowing out their lungs, screaming it back at you.
Damn, that's good.
Like that, that sense of like just what is the
unbridled,
fuck it. That sense of just pure, just joy, just
yeah, absolutely.
And it's I don't know. I just
no,
like
you know what? Here's what you're gonna need to do for me, Vyle. Okay, you have to teach this young man how thoughtful and skilled he is. No, shut up. Be nice, mean ass. You mean it. Hit him in the head with his own mug. He won't get up for a week. No, but I mean, no, because I love this because you guys you balance each other very well in all these different ways. But you're a very thoughtful guy, Brayden, and you can own that. So I love that, and it sounds like in a way. I mean, even though you came at it from different angles, what you love about being a musician is kind of the same thing. It's that connection with the people who are hearing the music, and that it kind of transcends everything else, whether you're the same age or the same race or the same sex or gender or sexual orientation or whatever the hell your life experiences were or whatever, that the music is gonna tie you together for a while. So I applaud that. That's one of my favorite things about being a musician too. But now the flip side, least favorite thing about being a musician, besides the face makeup and the hair being stuck to your face.
You went first last time, so I'll go first this time.
Thank you. It's going to take me a minute.
I don't have anything that I don't like about being a musician. I think the only thing that really is the biggest kind of nitpicky thing is that it kind of takes kind of a big, it takes kind of a lot to make it grow into something that's, something that's going to earn you money or something that's going to have a high repertoire. But I think, the journey up to that point, the journey after that point, everything about being a musician, I really, really love. I've heard thousands of big name musicians tell people, you really think you want to go play live? You want to deal with that shit? You want to deal with the problems? I go, I want to deal with all of it. I want to deal with all of it.
Yes, I do. Sign me up. Yeah.
I've never ever thought about doing anything else with my life. I always wanted to do something along the lines of music, even before I could play guitar, I wanted to at least be a singer or something, and do something otherwise, because I just never really saw myself doing a 9-to-5. I really saw myself doing like a normal career. Like
I can relate to that completely. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that.
And it wasn't ever a sense of like self-righteousness or anything. Like, I deserve it. It's always been a sense of like, I'm just not very good at anything else. You know, I wasn't a great student in school. You know, I mean, I was definitely smart and capable enough to do it. I just had zero drive or zero motivation to do any shit. And kind of feed into that kind of bullshit. But you know, like I said, you know, I dropped a lot of stuff so I could play guitar, and you know, this is my entire life. You know, this is my dream, my passion, my everything. You know, everything I've never devoted myself so hard to something before. You know, so I don't have anything I don't like about being a musician.
No, that's good. And I mean, just to frame things a little differently for you, I don't think it's at all true that you weren't good at anything else. I think nothing else spoke to you like this. I think there's a difference. Okay. Because, you know, don't downgrade yourself like that. You know, it not only, I mean, it's going to be, from what I've heard from Vyle, it's going to be hard for you to find things that you're as good at as you are with guitar. Doesn't mean you're not good at other things. It's just, this is the thing that lights your brain up. And why the hell would you not chase that as far as you possibly can? So good for you, dude. All right. Vyle, you got to hear him go first. So now you can't complain that he came up with a better answer than you or anything like that. You got to throw your lot in now. You're stuck.
Let me put my diva into it. I'm actually going to piggyback off of what he said. There's really not much that I don't like about it. Making music, the whole process of it, it's surreal. It's this, you take this little idea and it just grows into this something that you just can't really wrap your head around it anymore. And it's just absolutely beautiful, and you want to share it with everyone. Now, one thing that is hard with managing a band is management. Just going over the logistics of how to run and manage a band, and you know, with our manager itself, and just being exposed to all these different avenues and trying to stay up to date on social media, because I'm not very big.
Full-time job in itself.
My God.
100%.
It is a full-time job, and it's hard to maintain that as a full-time job. But as a musician, there's nothing bad about it. It's
just the business side more than anything else.
Yeah, exactly. It's definitely the business side. But when you find another person like Brayden that you can meld well, like our creativity it meshes very well together. It is it's fascinating, and I love it, and I'm so happy.
It makes me so happy that you're so happy, my little alien. But okay, here's the question then that you might actually hate or not. If you could only choose one album to listen to for the rest of your life, and people say, well, mine or not mine, or it doesn't matter, whatever that album is, but you only get one, okay, what would it be?
You want to guess each other's first?
Ooh, I like that idea. Okay, I like that idea. I like the guessing. I think I broke Brayden's brain again. Oh no.
Brayden.exe has stopped working.
404 answer not found. Yeah, that's it. Even if you can't pick one, is there one that pops into your head? I won't wedge you to it, but is there anything where you just went, maybe this one?
I can't guess yours. For the life of me, I can't guess what it is.
I'm going to guess it might be an Evanescence album. I mean, I haven't known him for 2 months like you have, dude, but I'm going to at least be able to narrow it down to a band. I have that going for me. Okay, so, but is it a Satriani? Is there, you know, are you going to go old school? Or are you going to go with
I'm going to get
one of your Cedar? Or you?
It's that Gary Hoey album that I was talking about.
Who?
Okay, with all the different genres and okay.
Kind of a mix of different things, and plus, you know, the song, there's some like straight ahead rock songs too, and you know, I like something that I can kind of associate with like how I'm feeling at that certain point in time. So
That makes a lot of sense.
The Joe Satriani and Van Halen, well, yeah, that's cool. I would not be sleeping or eating or doing anything besides just fucking working or doing something.
Right.
But wait, you know what? Shit, you know what? That'd be the most productive I'd ever be in my fucking life. So fucking hey, why not?
That's it. No, but I like that. So you're choosing an album that gives you different feelings and things to connect to depending on where you are. I like that. Okay, that works for me. All right, Vyle, out with it. Which one is it?
Did you just try to hair swing at me?
No, I'm like,
He did the head. We're all going to be doing that from now on. Now, from every interview I do from now on, I'm going to be like, so, what's your least favorite thing about being a musician? So, and I'm going to do it from different angles too, you know. And then you're going to see me in the cone of shame because I've sprained my neck being fabulous. So, ow.
it's just
Okay,
gonna be straight down camera, just doing like.
I have to work up to that in my exercise routine. I have to put my fabulous head swivels in my rep count there so that I have to warm up for that next time. So, okay. All right, here we go. I'm waiting for it. Lay it on me.
Evanescence.
Okay, well, album.
I knew that.
Yeah,
that
the
one,
album, not
okay,
the band.
to have to choose an album, that is difficult.
I
They have
think
the greatest hits you can pick.
yeah,
I wish-
Evanescence greatest hits. How about that?
They don't have that yet.
They'll then fucking
No.
put it together. Put it together.
You
real
would
fast.
just
Okay.
you would just make a master compilation of all the Evanescence albums and bring that on your desert island. That's what you would do.
I would have to say their newest album, The Bitter Truth.
Really? Okay. Why that one and not one of the older ones?
Yeah, that was surprising. I thought you would have said an older one.
Like Fallen, I mean, obviously most everyone's favorite is Fallen or The Open Door, but the way they've grown over time, the way her vocals have grown, the maturity and all of that, and how it just evolved into their newest album, The Bitter Truth. Oh, it's
That's it. It's just that's you want them as they are now.
yeah, it's there's
gotcha.
so many messages, so many different like topics going into it, politics, religion, and just, you know, the very beautiful side. I don't know. It's Amy Lee, okay?
Yeah, no, I hear it. Look, the fact that you were even able to remotely narrow it down to one, I'm very proud of you. I know that's like picking a favorite child or something. So you did very, very well. You did very well. All right, last question. Okay. This is a very serious one here.
I don't know.
Toilet paper. Under or over? Everybody's got, well, apparently I talked to somebody yesterday who does not have a preference, but almost everyone in the world has a right way. What is it for each of you?
Are you back to front or front to back?
No, not that. Do you want the role? You're the second person to interpret it that way. I may have to start rephrasing this question. When you put the toilet paper roll on the little thingy, does the toilet paper roll over the top of the roll, or do you have to pull it out from underneath? We're not talking about wiping. If there's a question about what direction people are wiping in, we need to really revamp the education system in this country.
You're just talking about how smart I sound too, and I fucking
listen to me. You're a divergent thinker, Brayden, and you came up with multiple. And I'll tell you right now, the band I interviewed yesterday, Dion Powder Band, they had the same exact interpretation of that question. So it's not just you. So don't worry about it. But okay, so does it go over on the roll or under on the roll? Not on your ass, please.
The only right way
Here we go.
toilet paper goes is over.
Okay.
Any other way is sacrilegious. It
Okay.
is
Is this
wrong.
either Amy Lee toilet paper situation, Vyle, or are we in agreement?
I am in a different category because I don't even put my toilet paper on the roll.
Oh no.
I leave it off. I just hand roll that thing. And your answer is so suggestive of the fact that do you even put toilet paper on the roll?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, wait, of course he does. He has a preferred. Wait, so you're one of these like
What
you
else do you
just
put on
sit
there?
the roll out
Get it
and
right
you
there,
grab.
yeah.
Oh no! I thought you were going to say, as an alien, you don't need toilet paper, but you confused me there at the end. You just leave it sitting out. This is an acceptable
Toilet paper
solution.
is universal. Okay, we all need Dana White. Where are you going?
Bro. No.
He's done. Brayden's done. He's like, that's it. Creative differences. I'm out. We're done.
You
know what you should, Brayden, what you got to do next time is you got to put an entire roll of toilet paper in Vyle's mug and just wait for him to start sipping it. It'll fit. You could fit a small child in that mug. I'm not worried about it. So listen, on that note, oh God, you guys have been so much fun to talk to. I knew this interview was going to be a blast. I did not know it was going to be quite this much of a blast, but I am so proud of you for what you're making, what you're sharing, how vulnerable you are about your life, and you know, and being honest about it, and then also just being able to give people hope and something to look forward to, even if they're still in a darker place. And I'm unbelievably excited for State of Decay and for, you know, the super group and Into the Abyss when it comes out. And you've got to tell me when all these things come. You have to promise me, okay? I want some sort of special favors. They don't have to be sexual in nature. I will take music. I'm fine with it. I think that would probably work better for both of us. But you know, I love the music. I'm so glad, Brayden, and you're in the mix now, and I cannot wait to see what the two of you do going forward, and all the best of everything. Thank you so much for chatting with me tonight.
Thank you for having us.
Jinx, yummy coat.
Bitch.
Okay, everybody, thank you for watching this episode of Vox and Guest. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.